Death often comes as an unannounced tragedy, leaving behind grieving families searching for answers. When a seemingly peaceful family home in Utah became the center of a sudden medical emergency, investigators initially treated it as an unexpected tragedy. However, beneath the surface of a polished public image and a published children's book about loss, digital footprints and forensic reports began pointing toward a chilling reality. This is the analytical breakdown of a case that shocked the true crime community.
The female, she's sitting in the dining area. Female Hawaiian or simple 140 to 5'5", medium build, wearing jeans.
To understand this descent, we must look past the public persona. Curry Rickens was known locally as an active mother. Her life appeared standard on the surface: family routines, real estate ventures, and community involvement. Everything began in the early morning hours of March 4, 2022. At around 3 a.m., Curry Rickens placed a frantic 911 call to report that her husband, Eric Rickens, had gone to sleep and never woke up.
My husband's not breathing. He's cold.
I need you to take a deep breath. What's going on?
My husband, I took the light off his.
I need you to confirm it for me. Is he not breathing?
No.
When the paramedics and first responders finally reached the house, they immediately started working on Eric, but tragically, it was too late. The father of 3 young sons was pronounced dead at just 39 years old. At that moment, completely devastated and sitting on the couch in a complete wreck, Curry told those around her.
What's your first name? What's your first name? Yeah, let me talk to you out here for a second. Let them do their work in there. So what happened today?
He was just fine. We were fine.
When you say we were fine, what time did you see him when he was alert?
We had a drink together at 9 to celebrate something at work tomorrow.
Okay.
We went to bed. I went to bed with my kids. He went to bed in our bed.
What time did you guys go to bed?
9:30.
9:30. Okay.
9:45.
And then what alerted you to him today? Right now?
Yeah, when I just woke up, I always, when I sleep with my kids, I'll just wake up and I go back in my own bed.
Mm-hmm.
I just crawled over on his side.
And he was laying in bed. Okay.
He was on his back on the bed, and
Okay. And he was on. You said he was on his back. Okay. Where are your children now?
One's asleep in that room. 2 are awake with their ear to the door. I
And-
don't want them to come out. Please don't take them out.
Where are the other 2 at that are awake?
No, hallway bedroom.
And where's that at?
The first responders and medical examiners suspected that Eric had passed away from a natural medical emergency, such as an aneurysm. The grieving family and community accepted this straightforward narrative, unaware that a dark and calculated plot was hidden beneath the surface. In March 2023, exactly 1 year after Eric's tragic death, Curry Rickens found a way to turn her grief into action. She came up with the idea to write a children's book about coping with loss, titled Are You With Me?, designed to help children navigate the death of a loved one. To promote her book, Curry made a public appearance on a local television show, Good Things Utah. During her appearance on the program, she sat on the couch and calmly explained her motivations behind the project, stating that she wanted to find a story to read to her kids at night and ultimately decided to write one herself. While her family members, including her mother Lisa, initially felt that writing the book was therapeutic and beneficial for the boys to help them move forward.
My husband passed away unexpectedly last year, so it's March 4th was a 1-year anniversary for us, and he was 39. It completely took us all by shock.
The public television appearance would soon mark a dramatic turning point. Just weeks after she promoted her book on television, investigators closed in with warrants, and Khoury was arrested and accused of being the one who actually killed her husband. You might wonder, why did it take a full year for an arrest to be made? In the immediate aftermath of Eric's death, the situation appeared to be a tragic medical accident, initially attributed by first responders to an aneurysm. Because there were no obvious signs of physical trauma or forced entry, law enforcement had to treat the death as an unexpected medical emergency while awaiting the results of toxicology reports. Toxicology screening and comprehensive autopsies take a significant amount of time to process. It was only after the toxicology results returned, confirming a lethal dose of fentanyl, that a full homicide investigation was officially launched. Over the following months, detectives had to painstakingly build a solid, airtight case. As forensic reports confirmed poisoning, suspicion immediately fell closer to home. Eric's family recalled that he had previously warned them, stating that if anything ever happened to him, Khoury was the one to blame. This required subpoenaing financial records, analyzing heavy debts from real estate ventures, uncovering life insurance policies, interviewing informants who allegedly supplied the drugs, and executing digital forensic examinations on cell phones to uncover incriminating internet searches and deleted messages. At the heart of Khoury's desperate financial web was a massive 20,000 square foot unfinished mansion in Midway, Utah. Originally built in 2017 and left abandoned, Khoury saw it as the ultimate flip. She envisioned a jaw-dropping $12 million payday. There was just one massive problem: her husband, Eric. Eric firmly opposed the nearly $4 million purchase, believing it was far too expensive and a reckless financial risk. But Khoury wasn't going to let her husband's common sense stand in the way of her ambitions. In a chilling display of morbid timing, just hours after Eric's life was taken on March 4, 2022, Khoury proceeded to officially close on the property the very next day. She thought she had secured her dream fortune, aware that this very mansion would become the ultimate monument to her greed, and the blueprint for her downfall. It was discovered that Khoury was drowning in nearly $2 million of debt from her real estate flipping business and had taken out multiple life insurance policies totaling nearly $3 million on Eric without his knowledge. To uncover how the fentanyl reached Khoury Rickens, detectives tracked down the digital and human trail, leading them directly to Robert Crozier. During a recorded police interrogation, Crozier detailed how he had engaged in hand-to-hand-to-hand transactions at a local Maverick gas station, supplying batches of pills that ultimately became the central evidence in a murder investigation.
Okay, as far as I know, I met her just 2 times. I think I talked to her a couple more times after, but just to see, you know what I mean? Hey, you know, because when somebody's spending, you know what I mean? You know, $500-600
Is that what 30 around about $500 or $600?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. And did you hit her up afterwards to see if she wanted more, or did she hit you up afterwards?
I think I asked her one other time, and then she just didn't.
She's like, "Hey, you looking for any more?" or something.
Yeah, something like that. And she just didn't respond to me. You know what I mean?
Do you remember how you contacted her? Was it through text messaging, messenger?
Well, I want to say it was through text messages, but haven't had that. I haven't had it go somewhere the longest time.
What phone would it have been on?
My phone. Fuck. Maybe a 333-6156 number.
You still have that phone?
No.
Okay. The phone you have now is a newer one then?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you contacted that Carmen at all with that phone or anything? Do you know where that old phone would have been that would have had those text messages on it?
No, I lost that phone a while ago.
Okay. Well, what did you think the phone number was, you said?
385-333. 6156.
Okay. So with these transactions, when Carmen hit you up, what did she tell you?
She just told me that she had a friend that wanted,
Did she ask for blue specifically or fentanyl specifically, or did she ask for oxygen? What did she ask for?
No. I think she might have asked me for blue. I can't remember.
But you sold her M30s, right?
Yeah, I told her she knew what she was buying.
Okay, so it wasn't like she's asking for oxys or something like that, and she got the M30s.
Right, no.
Okay. So
No.
she knew that there was fentanyl in those pills. Absolutely. Okay. Do you remember where you got those pills from?
I don't specifically.
Okay. What else can you tell us about that? That's all we're here to talk to you about was that transaction, those two transactions, I guess, a little over a year ago. We don't care about anything else, but what else can you remember about those?
She was with the older guy.
Do you remember what kind of car they showed up in? Or anything?
No. Well, one time it was like a truck. Like a white truck or something.
Okay. When you say she was with an older guy, do you remember about ballpark how old he would have been?
I don't know. He's probably 60.
You thought maybe one time in a truck, but you couldn't remember the other one?
No, so they were in a car the other time. I don't remember what car.
Okay.
Like the first time she was in the truck, though, for sure.
When you guys were to show up at the Maverick, where would you go? Would you go around back to Maverick or just right there at
Just right in
Palms?
front. Yeah.
Just a quick hand-to-hand.
Yes. Hey, how you doing?
And you just said about $600 or so is what you charge for those.
Something like that.
Okay.
If you're finding this investigation as gripping as I am, take a quick second to hit that like button. It really helps the channel bring you more deep dives like this. As prosecutors dug deeper into the digital evidence, they uncovered the most damning piece of the puzzle, Curry's own internet search history. The logs displayed in court revealed a frantic attempt to cover her tracks. She had searched for, can deleted text messages be retrieved from an iPhone? How to completely wipe an iPhone clear remotely? And how to permanently delete information from a phone remotely. These desperate digital footprints left virtually no doubt about the calculated nature of the cover-up. While painting a picture of a grieving wife to the public, investigators uncovered a secret digital double life. In court, prosecutors decrypted and exposed chilling text messages between Curry and her secret lover, Robert Josh Grossman. Just weeks before Eric's death, Curry texted Grossman, "If I was divorced right now and asked you to marry me tomorrow, you would?" To which he replied, "Yes, in love with you." But the messages quickly turned darker. In another chilling exchange, Curry wrote, "If he could just go away and you could just be here, life would be so perfect." And on the very night Eric Rickens lost his life, while planning to celebrate a real estate deal with champagne, Curry was maintaining this hidden correspondence, laying bare the sinister motive behind the tragedy.
Sir, would you like to take a break?
What initially appeared to be an unexpected tragedy transformed into a calculated murder investigation, exposing how a polished public facade masked a deadly betrayal.
The evidence will prove that Corey Richens murdered Eric for his money and to get a fresh start at life.
The web of lies, poison, and greed finally unraveled in court. After a gripping legal battle that exposed her digital search history, secret lover, and calculated plots, the jury reached a definitive verdict. Curry Rickens was found guilty on all major counts, including aggravated murder, attempted poisoning, and financial fraud. The mask of the grieving widow was completely torn off, facing the ultimate consequence of her actions. The judge handed down a sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. Though her defense attempts to challenge the verdict continue to face rejection, the final chapter has closed. The multi-million-dollar mansion remains unfinished, and Corey's dreams of wealth ended not in a luxurious future, but behind bars, where she will spend the rest of her life paying for the murder of Eric Rickens. The silent witnesses of science and data will always speak for those who can no longer do so. Let me know your thoughts on this investigation in the comments below, and thank you for watching Crime Log.